Hello, true art believers. This is Pierson here. I am the number one live art streamer in the world, and I just want to say, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. So, today we're going to be doing a completely new, different thing. We're going to be learning a little bit about shading and value. It's going to be more of the intro to the introduction. Imagine that you have no understanding of what value is and what shading is and how it works, et cetera, et cetera. So we're just going to kind of start out with the very, very beginning. I'm going to keep it really simple. We're not even going to, I don't even know if we're going to dive into objects. That's how simple it's going to be. But before we begin, I want to do a little bit of gesture drawing. I want to do some figure drawing before I kind of get into this shadow and shading ideation field, right? I want to get a little bit in there. I want to kind of practice some. So we're going to do some quick gesture drawings, 30 seconds, and I think I don't know, 10 1-minute drawings. So about 15 minutes worth of warming up, and then we're going to go ahead and kind of jump into value, or at least kind of discuss it in the most basic of forms. We're not even going to, I don't even know if we're going to get into like the actual how you can apply it towards objects in this installment, but maybe we might get to it. I don't know. I had two ideas that I want to at least uh, uh, espouse or speak about. And if I get to at least one of them, I'll be happy. If I get to both of them, great. Anyways, let's begin today's gesture drawing slash shadow drawing session. Boom. So, like I said, I just want to do some gesture drawings to warm up. And the reason why I want to do that is because I just don't want this to be just a like pure like tutorial. I want you to think of it as like a tutorial, but also how you probably should pursue start working, how to like practice some. And I don't want to. I want to hit two birds with one stone. I want to get a little bit of practice for myself, and I want to kind of go on talk about like a lesson that of sorts of what I've been thinking about regarding value and shading. And it's not going to be like a fantastic like tutorial. It's going to kind of at least introduce you to how you should think when you're pursuing value. And there's going to be a couple tips or some things, some thought exercises that you might want to consider pursuing when you work with value. So let's begin by starting out with 10, 30-second gesture drawings. And they're going to be like, it's going to be me just doing almost like continuous line drawings because they're going to be so close in time. I'm not going to get a lot done. And this is kind of me just practicing. I'm just, whoa, what is this? This even looks like a face. All right. So I just want to kind of get a little bit of warm up in with every one of my like drawings here. And I'm trying to just kind of become a better artist as well as an educator. I'm not really good at both, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of like decent enough to kind of like talk about it, but I'm not like an expert at any of this stuff. And that's kind of a tough area to be in, you know? Or at least maybe I know more than the average bear, right? Oops, darn. I spent more time talking than drawing. All right, we're gonna kind of dial it in a little bit. Let's see here. Just trying to think of like how much time I should be spending on each one of these gestures and what's a decent amount of marks you need to make for each one of the forms. And this is another reason why I'm doing these gesture drawings is I feel that it's necessary to be a just in general a better artist to improve yourself because doing these gesture drawings kind of forces you to simplify forms. Because that's what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to simplify the curves of the figure so that I can get as much of the figure in the 30 seconds. I'm not getting it all in. I'm trying my best, and trying to talk at the same time. And that's one of the challenging things that is involved with doing gesture drawings or doing live streams is talking at the same time as you're rendering objects and so forth. Um, I'm one of the individuals that only has like a small audience, so I'm not able to kind of. I don't have the. What did I just do? What did I do? Oh my gosh! How do I end up pressing that and erasing every single like what would you call it? Every single. So stupid. Anyways, every single layer below it. So, anyways, there we go. Kind of just do something like this. Then we're gonna, yeah. So I've been doing this. I want to do this to kind of just warm myself up, and it's a good thing to do in general. To be quite honest with you. Oh gosh. I'm a little tired, man. I shouldn't be teaching so late at night. Nah. I'll get there. We'll talk about value in a little bit. Just not yet. I need to get my reps in. Um, and if you want to know what reps is, that's a term, a blanket term that I kind of use for like weightlifting, but it's also very good to kind of use it for like art because art is all about repetition in general, and you get better through doing things over and over again. Oh gosh, that was really slow. And just like with anything, I think I would like to think that I've gotten a little bit better with talking live because I know at the very beginning I don't think I was talking much, or maybe if I was, it was it was very difficult because I was doing it straight. I was doing it in a different format. It was horrible to do that. Actually, this was a bad drawing. I'm not getting anything done. All right, it's the last one. Now I'm going to switch to 10 minutes of. I mean, I'm going to do 10 1-minute gesture drawings, and maybe something will. Maybe I'll get something out of it. I don't know. I'm kind of slow right now, and that's fine to be kind of slow with your figure works. You know. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna do. We're gonna do 10 1-minute gesture drawings. Where is this layer that I just? Okay, and then that's it. And then we're going to talk about value. Okay, so we're going to move to 60 seconds, and we're going to begin in a second. I'm going to take some water here. I gotta. There we go. All right. So now time for 1-minute gesture drawings. I hope that I can get a little bit quicker on this on the fire here, and then we're going to talk about shadow. Um, maybe a little bit differently. I don't know. I don't know because the I've been trying to think about the format of these live streams and I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck. And today I was really excited with this idea that I was going to do like this just do some gesture drawings because I really want to kind of include that and as part of my like daily thing to do. And I thought that maybe I could kind of weasel it into my my live stream again because that's what I was doing prior. Is I was doing the the gesture drawings is part is the gesture drawings were my live stream, you know, and I thought I could weasel it in. And I don't know if that's actually a possibility. I might have to kind of just set some time in the morning and just do like some gesture drawings, you know, just do like 10 of them. It won't take long, like 10 minutes, 10 1 minute gesture drawings, and then call it a day, you know, something like that. I could probably handle. They don't take long. You could do like 15 minutes, you know, do 15 minutes worth of sketching and just call it a day. Perhaps that's what I should do, right? I don't know. I think that would be something I should consider doing um, in the future. And I don't know. I have to ponder this. And, I hate saying the word I don't know like excessively. Like I should have a positive, I should know the answer. Like there's this thing that this like notion that all of us should have like answers. We should know the answer to everything. Like, yes, I know how to do shading. I know how to draw. Like I know everything that there is about life. Like, no, man. There like there's so many like question marks in my day to day, and I say that often because I just don't know like what direction this is going, and I can't. I'm never. It's kind of sad, really, because you'll hear other people that like can make decisions. Actually, what I'm doing is probably just like what every CEO does, but they don't say I don't know. They just like say let's do this, and they might be wrong, right? Um, I'm just I'm just actually verbalizing what most assertive people probably think that deep down inside, but they're not saying it because they're afraid of being judged or something like that. This is a bad drawing. Um, so when I say I don't know, I'm probably just being just like every other, like every I don't know, like every assertive person out there, but they're probably just as clueless as me, you know? Um, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't. There I go again. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Yeah, who knows? You never know, man. Like I don't know the format of this live stream. But then again, if you look at like a lot of people's videos when they first started out and what they're doing now, they're like night and day, man. They're completely different. And um there's this organic transition from what they were doing then to what they're doing now. What the only difference is now for me, I'm actually talking about it. I'm like should is I'm actually consciously aware of what I should be thinking about, like what I should be doing with regards to these live streams. Like, is this where it should go? And I don't have like a theme. And I've been trying to find a theme for a while, and I've kind of gotten to it, but like I want to kind of I really want to do so many things. Like if in a perfect world, what it would be, what this would be is I would have 2 to 3 live streams a day. One would be the first live stream, or like one of the live streams would be me just doing like figure studies for a couple hours. Another would be me doing like live streams, doing like lessons, and then another would be like me doing kind of like some personal work, like personal studies or like commissions that live. But I'm trying to juggle all of them together, and I really can't. And it just kind of sucks that I'm kind of in that position. This person, she looks like she's in pain, man. She's got some flexibility. Ooh, gosh, I don't know if I can draw this either. Not in the time frame that I have. Um, but in a perfect world, that's what I would be. That's what I would do. Is I would have like 2 to 3 live streams a day. That would be because it'd basically be what I would do anyways. Like I would be drawing anyways. And that would be a perfect world for me, is like just to be able to draw all day long, uh, for fun, you know. But I don't have that luxury. That sucks, man. That sucks so bad, right? Um, but that's what the perfect world would be, is where I would be able to just draw, and like 3 sessions, like one day, one session, as I said, would be, what would it be, like figure drawing. Next session would be like some sort of like lesson that I like some sort of drawing lesson. And then another one would be like my Pokemon drawings, my cactus drawings, and like whatever commissions that I had at hand at the time, you know? And that's what would be, that's what I would want. Like that would be a goal, but I don't know how I'd achieve it, because I would have to have some sort of income, either coming from these live streams itself, or something that allowed me to just kind of retire. So really, I would have to be able to retire. Basically, I'd have to retire, and yeah, I would have to be able to retire or something like that. But that would be the perfect situation for me. Really, is just to kind of uh, doodle all day long and so forth. But we live in a world where that's very kind of difficult. You know, so I'm kind of just stuck in a rock and a hard place. Ooh, I gave her like massive like forearms right there. I'm like exaggerating the form here. All right. All right, we're almost done. I have 2 more drawings left, and then we're going to talk about shading, and value. I actually think this might not be the perfect thing that I need to be doing for this. I might have to bite the bullet and just do these studies outside of my live streams, or at least for the foreseeable future, until I can maybe change the format again, or maybe something happens where I have more time available in the future. And I'm trying. I'm really am trying, guys. I'm trying to get to that point where I can have my evenings free. I really am, but it's very difficult. I don't have evenings free, as you can see. That's reason. There's a reason why my live streams are either late in the day, or uh, late in the day, or early in the afternoon, like early afternoon. And that's because I don't have that like luxury time to do any of this. All right, so this is the last figure drawing, or like gesture here. And don't get me wrong, this is good stuff to do. This is always good to do every day, to draw every day. You're not always going to have great drawings. A lot of times you're going to have a lot of lemons, right? And it's something not to be ashamed of, right? Like these are like, they're not that great. There's some that are okay. They started okay. Like oh yeah, I was kind of feeling it, like visually. Things that I saw were just kind of clicking. And then there's other ones that are just like, what was happening here, right? What's going on? And it's okay to have bad drawing sessions, but you got to keep in mind, these are only 1 minute. I don't have a lot of time to kind of establish some of these forms. So, oh my gosh. Anyways, that is it for that. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about value a little bit. We're going to hit value up, okay? So let's basically, I'm going to talk about 2 things. I think I'll be able to talk, like, I have 10 minutes, and I think I'll be able to address 2 things. One second. Just need to get some water. I have Woo! I'm thirsty. All right, so let's do this. Let's set this up a little bit and zoom out or try to zoom out. There we go. Zoom out here. Now, the easiest thing, the first thing you need to know when you're doing shadow and shading of sorts, right? You always want to think of the objects going from light to dark at all times, or dark to light. Now, where is my shape tool here? I'm going to make a shape. Let's see. Let's do it like right here. And then we're going to go make a little shape, like an inch. And we're going to go in an inch here. I'm going to go in an inch here, right? You always want to think, nope, we want to, there we go. And now we want to lock that. Wait, undo. Did I just, all right. We need the thing to be like 3 point. Nope. We need like 2 point. There we go. All right. Now I lock it. And now we're going to press this. We're going to get these out of the way right quick. So what we're going to do at first is we're going to basically do a little test. We're going to basically make a gradient from like light to dark. And then I'm going to address some ideas about light sources and how it can kind of affect cast shadows, and how it can affect the way that shadows begin on an object. And this is something I thought about. I was thinking about a lot when I was teaching, and I was kind of reaffirmed by another artist giving the same type of demonstration. So what I want everyone to think about when you're doing shadow, if you can zoom in, for some odd reason, it's not allowing me to zoom in. There we go. Jeez, what is up with that? All right. I'm gonna move it right here. Now, let's take the eyedrop tool. We're auto select that area. No, I'm gonna select it. That. It doesn't allow me to select it. Is that what's happening? Oh, that's silly. That is silly. Well, la di da. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something else. This is I thought I could do a little trick here, but apparently this is not going to work. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to hit. We're going to make this all over again. And this is something I should have done prior. Actually, I was thinking about it. I said to myself, you know what? I should make this shape prior. And I decided to not do that because, I thought I didn't need to. I thought it wouldn't be necessary, right? And lo and behold, here it is. Here I am, like having to make it again, but now I have to do it by hand. So we're gonna do a hard round, and here we go. We got to go zoom here, and now we're gonna. And now we'll just view rulers, gotta remove rulers, and gotta view extras. There we go. So here we go. Now we have it. That's what I wanted. Now we take that rectangle out of there. So now we have 5 minutes left. I think what I'll be able to do is I'll talk a little bit about it, and I'll address a few things late in not in this one. Let's see here. Wow. Wow. So now I'm going to select this press G. No, I'm going to select this and then press G. This is what we're going to do. We're going to press G. I'm going to fill that white there. Now we're press deselect, and now we're going to lock that layer. Okay, so what I've done is I basically locked the layer so that I can, anytime I draw on this layer, I think. All right. I thought something was, I don't know what's happening, but apparently I can't do it. Let's remove this background. Well, that works. Uh-huh. Okay. Sorry about this, everyone. I'm having some technical difficulties. I thought I selected something and I thought there you go. Press G, which is a paint bucket. And if we were to fill this, there we go. That's what I did. It didn't take the last time. Then if you were to take this, press B and switch over and make a line, it fits in there. That's what I wanted to do, right? It just didn't work last time. And what we'll do is, yeah, so that's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to make a like a little swatch right here, like this. But apparently I couldn't do it. It was just like, you know what? We're not going to let you do that. No, we're not going to let you do that. Why would we let you do such a thing, right? Something so simple as that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a transitional tone, and we're going to start out by doing. Gosh, I can't believe this is. Oh my gosh, this is bad. This is my nightmare, everyone. Right? This is my nightmare. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do this, and now what you want to do is if you want to do a study like this, all you got to do is basically make a rectangular shape and then use the paint bucket to fill this area. And right here where it says lock transparent pixels, it allows you to only work in the area that you've painted on. So if I remove the pixels here, you can see that all I have is just this area, and that allows me to draw in this area right here. So, gosh, I can't believe that it took me that long just to get this all squared away, which is why I decided I didn't want to do this. I should have took if I'm going to do a little bit of self-reflecting here for a second. I should have took my own advice and said, you know what? Don't do the gesture drawings. Something's going to go bad. All right. So we're here. Now what you want to do is, because you have the pixels locked, you're going to take what I'm using a brush called a hard edge or hard round that has pressure sensitivity, so it allows me to draw a mark here, and it can be kind of a half a gradient, right? So that's what I'm doing, is I'm going to basically take this. I forgot to say something else. You want to press the Alt key, right? The Alt key to use the Alt like the eyedrop, and that allows you to make this transparent tone like this. And you're just going to use the eyedrop tool and test the color next to it to blend it slowly from left to right, like so. And every time I do one of these lessons, I learn of I learn of what I need to talk about. Like even though I taught this stuff, I always had difficulty explaining things because it was um it was just very difficult for me. I can never really explain things well, even though I understood them. I think the reason why is I always had people staring at me, and they would stare at me, and I like miss a few things. You know, I like gloss over something that I kind of didn't mean to gloss over. Is it even drawing? Right? Is it even drawing? Like so. As you can see, I'm just kind of blending it in and color testing the local color as I move from left to right. I think the grays need to be dealt a little bit better or need to be adjusted. I believe there's also delay with my computer. I think my computer's dying on me, man. You see that? It's like every 5 seconds I'm making a mark and I can't even see it until a little bit later. There's a giant delay on Photoshop right now. I don't know if my computer can. I don't know if it can handle anymore or what, but it seems to be not able to process this. There you go. Just slowly but surely. And if you're wondering why it takes so long, that's pretty much how it is. Like this. Note to self, don't do a live stream when you're really fatigued. So now what I did is I'm going to use a soft round or in your case it'd probably be like the airbrush tool. I don't know what the name of Photoshop's like native brush, and you'll use the airbrush tool to basically soften up the edges like this. Just slowly soften them up a little bit and make them more transitional. And if you're wondering why it's taking me so long, I'm having like this issue with my computer. I can't describe it other than there's a huge delay between when I'm making a mark and when it's actually showing up on the computer. So like I can't tell when I've made a mark or not. And so there's this like issue that I'm having. It's very difficult to render to do a drawing when your marks are delayed by a few seconds, like so. And perhaps what I should do in my next live stream is talk about this again, and not do my figure drawing. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about this again and not do my figure drawing because I thought I could bring it in, but it's not working. It's not feasible to do the figure drawing. I was really excited about it at first, and you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. It's just not a thing that is worth doing. Even though I do recognize the utility of having that practice. So this is kind of like a way to do your gradient. Of course, you can use the gradient tool that's on Photoshop if you know how to use it. But I want you to understand if you're going to be doing like transitional value or doing shading, you need to learn how to do it manually, you know. And if you can't do it on Photoshop like this, if you're doing it, if you can't do it on Photoshop like this, it's gonna be a lot harder to do it on pencil and charcoal because those tools are much more. You got to be much more nuanced, and you have to have a extra sensitivity. Um, and the good thing about having that, the good thing about doing charcoal and pencil is that you don't have to have a high powered like graphics card apparently to run your Photoshop. All right, wow, this is turning out to into a train wreck. That's for sure. I know when things are turning out bad. Trust me, I know. I know when they're turning out bad because I've done my fair share of live streams. So I wanted to talk about creating a value scale, and I'm going to sit back and think about a way of better describing it, like a step by step, so that people can follow along. I thought I had kind of a step by step, but I didn't. I didn't write it down. I'm a stupid person. I make mistakes. I'm fallible, but I got closer. So I learned of what I need to talk about regarding this. Just like I'm going to learn a little bit about what I need to talk about with this next exercise. So this is a giant learning experience for me as well. The thing I want to talk about, what I wanted to address was determining your light source and how it can affect the cast shadow a little bit. And I wanted it to be very simple with this. I didn't want to get really in depth, too in depth. So I wanted to, let's stop. So let's say you got I can't seem to draw a circle. So let's say you have a circle that is much better than this one, right? And you have a light source. This is a terrible circle, by the way. You have a light, like, let's say that your light is right here, okay? Like, it's that close. You want to imagine that light source, the light kind of shining onto that object as if it's actual lines like this. And the way those lines kind of intersect the edges of that circle will create the like the length of your shadow and dictate where your shadow's at. So if you had your light source right here, the shadow would be somewhere around this length, right? Because of the way that the lights actually wraps, like interacts or can't reach the other outer edge of that area. So that will kind of dictate the the uh, the range of that shadow there like that. Now, you can do this again. It doesn't have to be, the light doesn't have to be right here. It could be, let's say that the light is right here and it's a little farther this time. Because it's farther, again, my drawings suck today. Because it's because it's farther. That's right. I farted. No, gosh, it's so terrible. This is turning it out to be a bad shadow like exercise. But it is what it is. You know, you're gonna learn a little bit from it. And here's the thing about me, like whenever I had to give lessons, I literally had to write down almost the entire script to the lesson, because I just couldn't understand. I just couldn't remember the finer like concepts or the ideas that I was kind of wanted to address to the class. So this is where the light is at. Right here is the terminus, I guess is what you could call it, and that's where the light stops and it can't reach past this area. And that can help you determine like the the shape of that shadow, because the way the light's going, that's going to create the angle of your shadow on your object, or at least a way to kind of visualize how it might go visually, right? I think part of my reason why I'm not really good at this is, or not great, is because I don't understand the visual language. I just don't know the jargon enough. Like I can understand it when someone tells it to me, but I don't remember that jargon. You have to like remind me of this the rhetoric all the time. So let's say this time you have the light bulb is right there and the ball's right here, even farther than before. Never mind how good that drawing is. So the light is shining. Oops, I can't even do a straight line. Right, the light is shining from here to here on the surface, and because the light is so far away, it's going to create a longer shadow than before, an even longer shadow. And technically the shadow won't be as dark, because as it goes away from gets farther away, it starts losing its density. But we're not going to talk about that at this point. Or not density, but like it starts to lose like the that richness of value, because it's going farther away from the object, and there's like a lot of other like physics happening that I don't even understand. But the shadow starts not it's not as powerful, and it doesn't have it starts to kind of like fade out as it goes away from the object itself. Oh man, this was bad, wasn't it? I don't even know. I got a lot to think about with this lecture. I got to figure out how I want to kind of talk about it. This should have been like lesson one, or like one, and this should be like lesson two, or part of like some other like discussion, I don't think these are like related. To me, in my mind's eye, I thought this was probably going to be, these were pretty close to things that I wanted to talk about. But you know what? It was not. So it was a good life lesson, and I'm gonna come back better for it. And it's not for the fact that I don't know what I'm talking about or know what I'm doing. It's I have a hard time like expressing these ideas uh, in words, especially during live streams. So I'm gonna have to really sit down and ponder these concepts, and so that I can provide a better explanation to the viewer, you guys. And this, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I really gotta go. It's day 371. I'm gonna put this right here. Day 371. Um, 400 days of drawing, and this is the first lesson, value and lighting. I'm going to come back next week better prepared, more informed, and maybe with some coffee in my hand. Fridays are not good for these. I think what I have to do is I have to be really planned out. I have to have this thing planned out before I go. And yeah, just what it is. Live streams are difficult. They're challenging. They're a challenging thing. Like because like you see all these these uh these videos on there, and like they're all great, but they're all edited, you know? And the people that are doing the live streams are doing like these 3 hour long live streams, and they've done this stuff over and over again. Like they know the stuff the back of their hand. I know it, but like it's like so far away from me um in my world. Um and that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring it back so that I understand it. And if I understand it, then I'm able to, and then that means it's going to reflect better in my artwork, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get back that understanding that I lost years ago. And the only way you can get it back is if you could explain it to a viewer or to explain it as if someone has no idea about no ha, does have has no idea about the topic or has nothing like has no knowledge of the topic, and as if they're a novice in the field. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. At the very least, it has some humor to it. What's it called? I am beyond embarrassment. I like it. Sometimes I just think to myself, why am I doing this? This is kind of this is so silly. I've made so many mistakes, and yet I still haven't seen to learn from them. But it is what it is, and you gotta keep trying, and then eventually uh you'll get better. And I know I'm like ranting, but I'm just trying to kind of, I guess what I'm doing is I'm trying to make myself feel a little bit better for like this episode, this live stream, because I've talked about this in many episodes and many of these live streams. Is like I'm an incredibly slow learner, and it is a very frustrating thing to have to work 2 to 3 times more than other people than the other another person just to get the same amount of like of 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 improvement. So it's it's one of those things that I have to really dial in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and reformulate what these days can be, and it might not I might have to skip the whole warming up sessions. I tried to do it, and it's not working out, and that's one of those things you got to do, and you got to come back with a different angle, you know, and probably have a little bit more like structure, a little bit more pre-planning. And that thing that in itself, I don't know if I have the time to do because of like I just don't have the time. Like like it's just one of those things. Anyways, I got to get going. I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. At the very least, there were some nice. I think there were some nice gesture drawings that came out of it, or some of them were okay. I don't even know. That one was good. I like that one. That one turned out pretty well, actually. Yeah, that one. That was starting. That one had some nice angles into it, and that was starting to kind of show. Anyways, I got to get going, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing a whole new thing that I wasn't. It's a whole nother thing uh, that wasn't part of the plan, but I think I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to start. Uh, I'm going to do some live commission streams where I'm working on some old commissions that I never got. That I had to postpone because of it was it was just too much to work on. Some old artwork that I was hired to do. Anyways, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for watching. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you like, you can follow me on Instagram or all my other places, whatever. I don't know. All right, bye. Where's this thing? Bye.